Hey everyone, Danny Snow here with a guest video edition of Speaking of Service Excellence. There is no doubt that right now is the best time to deliver a great customer experience and the absolute worst time to deliver a poor one. Now, with that in mind, let me tell you about two very different haircut experiences that me and my family had during the early stages of business reopenings here in Florida. So, experience number one. A few weeks ago, I decided to try and cut my own hair, as I preferred to wait one more cycle before returning to a barber while I gauged the impact COVID-19 was having in our community. I didn't have the right clipper attachment for my preferred hair length, but I figured I'd give it a shot. And after some trial and error, I realized it would be best to just go see a professional who could help me to fix any of the mistakes that I had made. And so I pulled up my Great Clips app, checked in, and drove over to their Windermere location. Now, I've been going to this location fairly regularly for the past 10 years or so. And when I walked in, the two ladies who usually cut my hair were there waiting for me with big smiles on their faces. And they said, "Danny, we were so excited to see your name pop up in our system. We've missed you." They even apologized up front for the fact that they wouldn't be able to wash my hair afterwards due to COVID-19 because they know that's my favorite part. Now, I was the only customer there, and for the next 15 or 20 minutes, the three of us talked about our families, how everyone was really weathering the storms we were all experiencing in 2020, and we laughed as we talked about some of our favorite scenes from the TV show The Office. And I was especially thrilled when one of them told me that she had started watching Lost after I had recommended it to her at one of my previous appointments. It was probably the single best haircutting experience I've ever had, and it really had nothing to do with the haircut. Now, the haircut itself was great, which it's always been there, but there are probably 5 to 10 other salons in that area that would give me the same exact haircut. Yeah, but the excitement that they showed when I walked through the door, as well as the interest that they showed in me and my family, is what just made that experience so memorable. And what I really love about this particular location is that this experience is very close to business as usual. The entire staff there has always been incredibly friendly. Yeah, in fact, I was just there 2 days ago, and a new woman was there that cut my hair, and it was another great experience. But there was definitely something extra special about my first visit back, and that difference is what ensures that I'm going to keep going back to see them for years to come. Because it was very clear that they truly valued me and appreciated me as a loyal customer. And then experience number two. Shortly after my experience at Great Clips, my wife scheduled an appointment to get our son a haircut at a barbershop that's right by our house. He's 3 years old, and he's only had his haircut by this one barber at this particular shop. We've been going there for about 2 years now, and she always does a great job. And occasionally, I'll get my hair cut there as well. I really like to go in for the face shaving package that they offer before I'll travel for a speaking engagement. And over the past couple of years, we've formed a relationship with her, and we always have great conversations. Now, the services there, they cost a bit more than they would at a chain, but we really like the fact that we were supporting a local small business, and she's actually the owner of the shop. Now, even my father and brother-in-law have started to go there based on our recommendations. And so my wife scheduled an appointment for 12:25 p.m. and showed up there at 12:19. And she was met outside by the barber with a rather rude, "You're late. You had a 12:10 appointment." No smile, no hello, no sense she might have been joking around. And then from there, it just got worse, as she said absolutely nothing else during the entire haircut. And my wife, she was visibly upset when she came back home with our son afterwards. She was hurt. She felt like after all this time that they were friends. Plus, our son, he's always so excited to go and see her for his haircut. And this was just a completely different experience than what it has always been. And on top of that, we have never been late for any appointment that we've ever had with her. And now, obviously, someone messed up on the appointment time. And when you need to keep a schedule, a delay could cause some frustration. I understand that. I also understand that there's a very real chance that she was stressed out about her business, as this has been an incredibly rough time on companies around the world. I also recognize the fact that she could be going through a number of other issues in her life. Now, it could also be the fact that there's a brand new Great Clips right across the street that was advertising haircuts for $7.99, which is half the price of what we were paying for my son's haircut. However, regardless of any of that, this was a terrible way to greet any customer, let alone a regular who is just coming back to your newly reopened business. We should be jumping for joy at any business that comes our way right now. Now, here's how I think this should have been handled. At the very least, a warm hello, or welcome back, or I've missed seeing you should have occurred. That should just be business as usual anyways, but there's no reason to miss easy points like that right now. Then after a quick greeting, she could have asked my wife what time she had down for her appointment. This would have initiated a conversation where she could have told her that they actually had her down for 12:10, and when they didn't show up, they had to move on to somebody else. She could have also asked if it was possible for her to come back later in the day or wait until the person in the chair was finished. Or she could have simply talked with my wife and son like she normally does during the haircut. And perhaps that rude greeting would have been forgotten, or at the least it would have minimized the damage that had been done. But to be completely silent the entire time just made the experience seem so much worse. And then to cap it all off, my wife found the original email confirmation after the fact stating that she did indeed schedule it for 12:25 and not 12:10 as the owner said. She even emailed the owner to really express her feelings about the situation. And so far, 3 weeks have passed by with no response. As a business owner, right now there is just way too much at stake to give your customers a reason to look elsewhere. And while I can't say for certain whether or not this will keep us from ever going back, but that thought is definitely in our head. And it's not like there's a shortage of good and cheaper barbers in our area. All right, so here's something to think about. How will you be greeting your customers as they come back to do business with you? I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you would like additional resources to help you during these challenging times, give us a call here at 407-294-1855, or you could visit our website at www.snowassociates.com. And be sure to click the link in the video description box to get your free report on the top 5 customer service mistakes that companies make and how your organization can avoid them. Thank you so much for watching.